divisions may be worrying for American policymakers, but they're clearly not big enough to change America's policy in West Asia. Not yet, at least. Just look at a recent development. Earlier today, there was an attack in the Red Sea, a seawater inlet between Africa and Asia, surrounded by countries like Yemen, Saudi Arabia, Egypt and Israel, to name a few. What exactly happened here? Well, a Liberian-flagged cargo ship named Al Jazeera caught fire. How? It was hit by a projectile launched from rebel-controlled Yemen. This is all according to US defense officials and the private intel firm. Here's what the agency had to say about the attack. Allow me to quote. The projectile reportedly hit the port side of the vessel, and one container fell overboard due to the impact. The projectile caused a fire on the deck, which was broadcast via radio. American officials have added that this attack indicates an escalation by Iran-backed rebel group, who have launched a series of missile assaults in recent days. Let me also give you a few instances here. Now, on Thursday, the Houthis fired a ballistic missile that missed a container ship in the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, a crucial maritime checkpoint. A day prior, on Wednesday, 2 missiles fired from Houthi-held territory missed a commercial tanker loaded with jet fuel. This attack also took place in the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. And on Monday, the Houthis fired one more missile. This one slammed into a Norwegian-flagged tanker in the Red Sea. And last month, on the 20th of November to be precise, the Houthis seized an Israeli cargo ship named Galaxy Leader. On your screens are visuals of Houthi Navy commander touring the ship. During this tour, he declared that all Israel-linked vessels that pass through the Red Sea will become legitimate targets. Listen to this.
We say to the Zionist entity that the Bab el-Mandeb Strait is a red line, and we cannot stand idle. Any civilian or military vessel is considered a legitimate target for us. We also warn those allied with the Zionist enemy and who secure its passage through the Bab el-Mandeb Strait that they are also considered a legitimate target. We will remain fully prepared and carry out combat missions until the Zionist entity ceases its attacks on Gaza.
How do we view these attacks? Are they an indication that the Israel-Hamas war has already spread beyond Gaza? Well, it certainly has. Just look at what the Pentagon is saying. At a recent briefing, Pentagon spokesperson Brigadier General Patrick Ryder said that these attacks are destabilizing, dangerous, and require an international solution. He added that US Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin will be traveling to West Asia next week to discuss them.
The actions that we've seen from these Houthi forces are destabilizing, they're dangerous, and clearly a flagrant violation of international law. And so this is an international problem that requires an international solution. In support of these objectives, Secretary Austin will travel to the Middle East region next week to meet with leaders in Bahrain, Qatar, and Israel.
So America is clearly alarmed. The question is, what is it doing about these attacks? Well, besides warning the Houthis of dire consequences, the United States is also seeking to establish a task force to keep them in check. Look at this report now. It says that the United States wants to form a quote-unquote broadest possible maritime coalition to protect ships in the Red Sea. As part of this plan, British and French ships have already reached the nation. They're functioning under the Combined Task Force 153, a 39-country coalition commanded by the US Fifth Fleet. Strikingly, the United States is also in talks with China about expanding the task force. Last week, US Secretary of State Antony Blinken held talks with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi. The two apparently discussed the Houthi attacks and the threat they pose to maritime security. These talks were crucial because China is a heavy user of the Red Sea route and holds sway with Iran, the main sponsor of the Houthis. So clearly, the conflict in Gaza has spilled over into the Red Sea. The coming days are crucial. They'll determine to what extent this situation escalates and whether the Red Sea will become a new turf in this war. Watch this space for more. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.